Today we're going to have an epic battle between DeepSeek and ChatGPT to see which is the best to create trading strategies and trading indicators on its base model. We're not going to use any type of deep think for this test to see which is the best one in the base model. But if you want another test with the deep think to see which one wins, please leave it back down in the comments and let's go in. First of all, I'm going to head to Google Docs to create my prompt. In this case, we're going to create a trading strategy in PineScript v6, and we're going to use a 200 EMA to filter the trend. So if it's above, we're going to buy. If it's below, we are going to sell. And we're going to use RSI primed indicator as an entry method. The RSI primed is this one here. It's a custom indicator that what it basically does, it adds the candles inside the RSI. So basically what we're going to look for are engulfing patterns when it goes below or above the 70 level, and obviously it's above or below the 200 EMA. So when it gets an engulfing pattern to the uptrend, we're going to look for buys, and when it gets an engulfing pattern for the downtrend, we are going to look for sells. So quite simple strategy, but obviously we're including a custom indicator, so it's going to complicate things a few more, and we can get a few errors in this test. So let's go ahead and as you can see, I've explained how it's going to work. It's going to buy when it's below 30, when we get the engulfing pattern, and it's going to close the trade when we hit the 70 level for the buys, and when we hit the 30 level for the sells, we are going to close the position too. So let's head in and let's start with ChatGPT. First of all, we need to copy all this code. If you don't know how to get this code, it's very simple. We only need to come here to the actual indicator, click here on source code, and basically it will show us the source code right down here. So it's super simple. We only need to copy this, paste it back into our Google Docs, and now we got all this ready. We just need to copy it all completely, then head to ChatGPT and basically paste our prompt. As I can say, I'm not going to use any type of deep thinking, and we're just going to use it with the base model. So it starts to develop the strategy, and once it's finished, it will give us the complete code. That the only thing we need to do now is copy this code, come back to TradingView, open the Pine editor, paste our new code, and add to the chart. So now we just need to wait for it to give us the errors. That normally it will give us errors if it's a custom indicator, because at the end of the day, it's not perfect. And now to sort this problem out, the only thing we need to do is actually copy the error. Okay, so we basically just copy it here, and we need to look at the line. So it's line number 10. So we just come back to ChatGPT and say we have an error in line number 10. We paste our error, and we just need to press enter again for it to give us a response and sort out our problem. And as you can see, it's given a smaller code, and this is probably going to be another error, but obviously I could sort it out just by looking at it right at the moment. But obviously this is a test. We need to copy this back. We need to come back to TradingView and paste it again, and we probably see we'll get some new error because it's using version 5. So we can see one of the problems is probably this one here, that normally we're going to use PineScript 6 and it's using 5. So let's copy these errors. As you can see, I've put basically the both errors we had. So we just need to press enter again, and hopefully it will solve the problem now, and we should have a fully functioning strategy. So here we have our code again. I don't have much hopes on this because I see it's quite small compared to the other one. So let's keep fingers crossed and see if it works. So, and as we can see here, it has created our strategy. We can see how it's doing the backtest. Well, obviously the backtest here isn't very good. I mean, we can change time frames to see if we get any better results, but as a test, we can see it has made the strategy in a total of 3 attempts. So now let's head to DeepSeek to see if we can do it in under 3 attempts. I'm quite curious about this result. Leave me back down in the comments if you think it's going to do it in less than 3 attempts. And let's see if it works out. And like I say, if you want another test, trying out the deep thinking or both of them and do a test, see which one does it best, leave me back down in the comments as well. So now as we can see, it finished coding the whole strategy. The code is longer than the ChatGPT, so we have to see how it works. Let's copy here. Let's head back to TradingView, back to our Pine editor, and let's see if this one works in the first attempt. And as you can see, DeepSeek developed the strategy in only 1 attempt. So in one side, it's better because it's done it faster and it didn't have any error in the code. But on the other side, it looks like ChatGPT has developed a better strategy with what I gave him, because basically it was a closed strategy. So they both should be the same. And it looks like DeepSeek hasn't developed the exact strategy that we mentioned. So in this case, I'm going to leave it as a draw because both of them have done a correct work. One did a better work by coding because it didn't have any errors, but the other one had a better logic when creating the strategy. So like I say, I'm going to leave it in a draw, but I'd love to know your opinion back down in the comments and which one has won for you.